Sonia Strickland.
And I'm Natasha Banks.
And we would like to welcome you to the Listing Lounge,
Gem City Edition,
where real estate meets real life. Today we're going to talk about the home buying process.
Because buying a home is not something that you want to jump into head first. The most successful buyers follow 3 clear stages.
What are those stages?
Planning, looking, and closing. So let's get you prepared.
Yes, because everyone wants to start with the looking stage, and that's not where we begin. So everybody sit back, listen, and take notes.
Absolutely. So the planning stage is where we want to begin. And the first part of the planning stage is stability. Stability with your employment is very important. Make sure you keep your current employment at least 12 to 14 months.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. And because that's what most lenders are looking for. You want to keep your credit card balances under 30% because that's going to help with your debt to income ratio.
But ideally, if you can be closer to 10%, it would be great. But if you need to go up to that 30, just don't go over the 30%.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to maintain a strong credit score. So 650 or higher is going to increase your chances for a better rate.
But you can still get approved with a 600 credit score. So don't be scared and say, oh, I have to wait till I'm at 650, because you don't. You can still get approved. It just might not be as good as of a rate as if you could get it at 650.
Yes, because there's programs out there for everyone.
Yep.
You want to make sure that you stick to a strict budget, including an emergency fund covering at least 3 months of expenses. Save for more than just your down payment. You want to plan for your earnest money, your closing cost, commission if applicable, and any homeowner's expenses you may occur after you purchase the home.
And if any of those things sound crazy, send us a comment and we'll be glad to reach out to you and explain what those items are in more detail if you need that.
Absolutely. And we want to let you know that sellers have the option to cover commissions and closing costs. So in case, they decide not to, you definitely want to be prepared for those expenses.
Yep. So speak with multiple lenders on the same day or at least within the same week, because rates fluctuate and you want to be able to compare different loan products because all lenders don't offer the same types of programs. And try to get pre-approved, not just pre-qualified. And we'll talk about that too in another session because there is a difference and a lot of people aren't aware of it. But if you can only get pre-qualified, get pre-qualified.
Yes, there is definitely a difference. If you're going to be using funds from your 401k, IRA, or any other investment for your down payment, closing cost, make sure to speak with those institutions prior to the looking stage. That way you know exactly how long it is for them to release those funds.
And also make sure you look at the down payment assistance programs in advance as well, because researching those programs, making sure you qualify, and making sure that the lender you're working with actually works with those programs is very critical too.
Yes, because all lenders don't offer the same programs. Some offer, programs that are just going to fit your needs better.
Yeah. And make sure what's most important is that you pick a real estate agent that you like and trust, because that working relationship is critical throughout the process.
Yes. Now we're going to talk about the things that you want to avoid. You're going to avoid any large or unusual bank deposits or withdrawals. Do not drain your savings account. You will need your savings for your down payment and closing costs if the seller does not cover that.
Yes, because that's a negotiation point. The sellers don't have to pay for your closing costs or any of your closing expenses. So that's a negotiation that may or may not happen.
So always be prepared to cover your expenses yourself. Another thing that you want to avoid is making any major purchases like car, furniture, or appliances.
It's not the time to go shopping.
Or be nice.
As Natasha mentioned earlier, don't change your job. Your income stream being consistent is very important right now, so don't make any changes.
Yes, no late payments.
Absolutely, no late or missed payments. Those take critical hits on your credit score. Taking on new debt or co-signing for someone is not is not a good time to do that right now. That will have a major impact on your debt to income ratio. So please do not agree to do any type of co-signing for anyone during this time period.
Yes, like I said a second ago, now is not the time to be nice.
Not at all. So now let's talk about the stage that everybody wants to jump right into.
What stage is that?
You know, the looking stage.
The looking stage.
This is where all the fun begins. But before we can go have fun, we need to define what that dream home is that you're looking for. And then once you defined it, you have to sit back and be realistic and say, I'm probably not going to find all these things based on this budget. So let's aim for 75 to 80% of the things that you would consider are the perfect home and go after those items. Decide what you're willing to compromise in advance. Things like the size of the house, what type of updates are in the property, the location, the yard, a garage, even office space. So have all those things in mind before we start looking.
And make sure to schedule showings strategically. Set dates and times with your realtor that work both for you and your realtor. We are busy, so last minute requests aren't always realistic.
Absolutely. And the gas prices are crazy right now. So be mindful when you're putting your list of properties together. Only go for those properties that you know that you might really love. Don't put something that I might like, might not like, because that's just a waste of everybody's time and gas.
Absolutely. So if it's a house that you're like, it's like 30% of my dream home, let's not even waste our time or our gas, because
don't put it on the list.
Do not. And then once you find your dream home, we definitely recommend to have it inspected. So you want to interview inspectors. You want to confirm that they are licensed and bonded in the state of Ohio, and ask about additional services like sewer scopes, termite, radon. You know, if you're moving somewhere with a well, you got to make sure that they offer those services. Be strategic and mindful when reviewing the inspection results and the items that you're going to request the seller to replace.
Absolutely. Focus on safety issues, foundation issues, all those like major mechanics of the house, because everything else can are things that you can do yourself on down the line. Now is not the time to try to do a complete renegotiation.
Yes, and it can absolutely kill a deal. Cosmetic changes can happen over time. So just to reiterate on what Sonia said, we are focusing on the safety and the structure of the home. We are not nitpicking the inspection list.
No, don't do that. Please don't. But last but not least, let's talk about what to avoid when looking and making your offers. Do not shop outside of your budget, hoping to negotiate the price down. Those days are long gone.
Long gone.
The market today is not the market that your parents were shopping in 20, 30 years ago. The prices are very competitive, so keep that in mind.
Yes. Avoid any emotional attachment even after going under contract, because inspection and appraisals can change everything.
Yeah, until we pass the inspection and appraisal phase, the deal could fall apart. So do not fall in love with that house until you know it's yours.
Absolutely. And just due to policy changes, friends and family cannot attend showings unless they're on your buyer's agreement. And we'll talk about that in another session.
Very true. You know, I didn't really like that change, but then the more I thought about it, you know, the only people that need to come to the showings are the people that are going to live in the house, because those are the decision makers, and anyone else is just muddying your decision and thought process.
Absolutely. So like we mentioned earlier, be intentional with your showings. Asking to see 30 homes just because that's going to limit how effectively we can serve you as your agents. And for me, I'm just going to say never ever skip an inspection. I'm the kind of person that's rather be safe than sorry.
Now, I do work with a lot of investors. I mean, Tasha does too, but I've worked with a lot of investors, and I've personally purchased a lot of homes. So I don't always get inspections, but I'm very comfortable and I know what to look for. And if you're a contractor, you might know what to look for, and that can help you with the negotiation stage. But if you're not qualified, do not skip the inspection.
That's good advice. Make sure to be confident before making multiple offers because the cost of inspection adds up very quickly. And you also want to make sure that you are reading every single document that we as your realtors are sending you and your loan officer. This is a major purchase. Do not skim through documents.
Absolutely. And make sure if you have a set mortgage payment in mind, make sure that your loan officer understands that and knows what that figure is from day one. So you're not looking outside your budget.
Yes, because deals have fallen apart at the closing table because the loan officer increased the monthly mortgage payment.
Absolutely. And one final thought. Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you're going to probably ever make in your life. So preparation, education, and the right team make all the difference. If you're thinking about moving from renting to owning, start it with the planning stage, not the looking stage. Your future self will thank you later.
Absolutely. And as always, like and subscribe to the Listing Lounge Gem City Edition because without you guys, there is no us. And like we promised, we are always going to give a tip of the week.
And today's tip of the week is do not fall in love with a home you can't afford. It will only make your home buying process stressful and unrealistic.
And it will lead to disappointment and discouragement.
Absolutely. So get prepared, start your process, and follow the steps in order.
And reach out.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're here to answer any questions you have, guide you. We are more than welcome to take you for a cup of coffee and sit down and discuss the home buying process with you.
And also, if you're interested, you can comment and we can send you an actual buyer's guide that covers everything that we discussed.
Absolutely. So thank you for tuning in.
Until next time.